Could you give us a sense of casualties and injuries sustained in the vicinity of the power plant? What do you know?
So in fact, the situation right now is rather difficult. So the question was that they prohibited the firemen to come to stop the fire there, and the recent information that just a little time ago they allowed them to come to stop the fire, and but anyway, we understand that this is really a very challenging situation now, because what we see that that they really fire the station by tanks, by missiles, and so this is really a danger for the whole world. That is not the issue even of Zaporizhzhia and PP, and that's what we mentioned, that we have 4 big stations in Ukraine, and it's 15 units, and so this is really threat.
What is your understanding of the condition of some of the units of the power plant? Do you have any impression of the damage that might have been caused?
One of the missiles hit the first number one unit in Zaporizhzhia. So it's still fire there, and so we cannot get the real information on the damages, how it will goes. But so we need some time to clarify this.
We heard from your foreign minister earlier. He says that if it blows up, it will be 10 times larger than Chernobyl. Russians must immediately cease the fire, allow firefighters establish a security zone. Is that comparison, that 10 times larger than Chernobyl, is that accurate? Is that how much of an explosion we could get if things deteriorated, if the fire and the damage is not contained?
I might say even more. That's true. I might say even more, because we are now talking about only the 6 units, and if you know, in Chernobyl it was 1 unit explosion, but here we have 6 units. But even more, we in Zaporizhzhia we have a storage of waste fuel, and it's now in this storage it's up to 150 blocks with this waste nuclear fuel, and this is also an incredible danger if in missile or tank or whatever explode this.
So we heard a quick reaction from the U.S. and the United Kingdom. In fact, the Prime Minister and the U.S. President, they got on the phone, we understand, with their Ukrainian counterpart, Mr. Zelensky. How can the U.S. and the U.K. help in this situation here? What would you say they need to do now?
This is the question which we discussed even several days ago, and we also sent an official letters to International Atomic Agency, and we understand that there's just one way to be sure that this situation is safe, is to close the sky, Ukrainian sky, because this is really very difficult situation now. If you see you show the map of Ukraine with the nuclears, and you see that we have maps on we have nuclear units on the east, then on the south and on the west. So it's almost the whole territory of Ukraine. So the one example of Zaporizhzhia could be repeated in the other stations, on the other units, and that's why we ask for closing the sky. We don't see any other possibilities.
Minister, my understanding that there are 6 units, and each unit has about 950 megawatts, give or take. In the event of prolonged outage of 1, 2, maybe 3 units, maybe the whole power plant, can the Ukrainian grid sustain? Do you have backups? What are your plans?
Of course, we have a plan in this situation. Of course, to tell the truth, this is really the biggest station in Europe, and of course, and we understand what we should do to substitute this. But anyway, this is the question which could be raised again and again with the other stations. So that's why I understand, and our team understand what to do with the grids of Ukraine.